The Google Gang Podcast.
I got it from Blue Rinse on Oldham.
What? In Manchester?
Yeah.
Like, is it a charity shop or?
Yeah. It's
okay.
A thrift shop. Yeah.
A thrift shop?
Yeah.
So how long have you been in Manchester for?
Since September. So I guess is that 4 months now? No, 3. 3. Yeah.
Not long.
No.
Feels like you've come in like a wrecking ball though. Like everyone seems to know who you are.
It's a really easy scene to break into.
It is.
Yeah.
How soon after you arrived did you do your first gig?
Well, I arrived in the UK like in mid-August, and then I with my some friends from school, they did Edinburgh.
Okay.
So I did like a short run there. So probably after 2 weeks of living here, that's when I did my first thing.
But it was in Edinburgh.
It was, yeah.
Okay. Right.
First thing in Manchester was probably early September.
Right. What show was it? Do you remember?
I think it was it was Shark, but I don't know if it was Monday or Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's all.
I got some things I want to say about Wednesday Shark, but it's dead now, so... The open mic section.
The open mic section. Yeah, it's a hard sell to do it at the top. So I'm not surprised. And people, like, I was talking to the guy, like, he was like, yeah, people, comics and audience members equally both didn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no one showed up to do it, and no audience showed up to watch it.
Yeah.
But do you feel like if an audience had showed up to watch it, comics would have come to perform at it?
I think so. Probably. That's one. Yeah. It's a little weird here. It's like open micers expect an audience here, I think. Whereas back home, it's like...
You don't get an audience?
You get your friends.
Really?
You get your other comics who are there. And that's just like performing a lot of... Like, it's a very... There's maybe 2 out of 15 open mics in the city where they actually have a consistent audience.
Really? Are they at comedy clubs? Or...
Oh, I don't... Yeah. Well, yeah, those get audience. Okay, so the number's a bit higher. I didn't really consider clubs.
But you're talking about like open mics at a bar or something?
At a bar, yeah.
Okay.
At a bar.
And they'll get a consistent audience?
Yeah, maybe 2. Yeah.
Fucking hell. So what is the scene like in Canada? Did you prefer it in Canada or are you happier here?
I don't know. It's like so... I ask myself this question so often.
Am I really happy?
Well, like... No, I was having a conversation of like considering maybe living here, like for life.
Really?
Yeah, just because I can see myself actually making money just off comedy here.
Okay.
Whereas in Toronto, people can be doing Conan and still working a part-time job.
Right.
Like, I'm sure like I feel like that doesn't exist here as much.
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah. Because, like, people who aren't even doing, like, big TV spots are able to live a life without... Yeah. That does not exist back home.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. I say that, but then, like, what part of me is like, well, I feel like I should go back home because the competition is so much stronger. You're going to be Oh, this is going to sound like I'm insulting every comic here. But, like, the comics that come out of Toronto versus the comics that come out of... here in the open mic, just let's say strictly the open mic, it's a completely different level.
Right.
Yeah.
So you feel like someone is able to get paid spots here in England, whereas they wouldn't get paid spots in Canada because they're not up to scratch.
They would probably, there's definitely people I see here like, oh, they're considered like to be a pro comic, and I'm like, oh, you wouldn't make it. But like, it's kind of shitty. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
So is comedy the dream? Like, why? Why comedy?
It wasn't originally. I always wanted to do acting. Like, I always wanted to be like in the movies. Okay. But then I looked at one of my old yearbooks from grade 7. It said to be what do you want to be when you grow up? The next Jimmy Fallon. So I'm not really sure. in grade 9, so when I was entering high school, we had a drama program, like an arts program, and I didn't make it. And so it was like fucking devastating to me. And my mom's compromise was she put me in Second City classes, which
is what?
Improv.
Okay.
Improv, yeah. And I pretty much did that all throughout high school. And when it came to picking like university, I had like really academic, like typical like majors like poli-sci, forensics, languages, boring stuff.
Okay.
And then,
but like real stuff.
Yeah, employable stuff.
This is
stuff that'll make your Asian family happy. No, but then I also had I also applied to a comedy program.
Okay.
Which I would not shut up about, and I was like, it was clear that I want to do this.
So what did your family expect?
I don't know.
Not what they've got.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm here finishing so it's a 2-year program, the one that I took at home, back home. But I came over here, I do 1 year top up, and I get a degree.
Okay.
Whereas what I had was just a diploma, and the reason why I came here was so that I could use that to either go and get my teaching degree or my law degree.
Okay.
So I could have a typical job.
Right.
And I recently just had the conversation with my mom being like, I don't know if I'm
You don't know if you're going to do that shit?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that.
How old are you? 20?
I'm 21, yeah.
Okay. You just had your 21st birthday.
Yeah.
That's right. There was a big fucking hoo-ha about it.
Yeah.
Created by yours truly.
Mm-hmm.
So why Manchester over anywhere else?
It's the only program that would take my credits and it's the quickest way basically to get the degree.
Okay, so no attraction to the city at all originally, it was just a means to an end. Almost.
No, I mean I thought I was like, oh, live abroad.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Okay.
Learn some.
But Manchester over Liverpool or London or Birmingham or what have you, there was nothing that Manchester was the only option.
No, yeah, Manchester. Yeah, it was just a victim of circumstance.
Okay. So you're forced here, basically.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. The question I always get asked is why have you come here? Are you studying? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, so why are you here? I was like, I don't know. I just got sick of life being good. I was bored. I was just bored with my very comfortable life.
Yeah.
And I think you probably have the same thing, although you came here with a purpose. The thing with me is that I came here with a purpose and I didn't really succeed in getting what I wanted. And now
what did you initially want to do?
I wanted to come over here and be a radio presenter, paid radio presenter. And I got here and it didn't sort of work out because no one gave a fuck about my experience in Australia. Right. And they wouldn't give me a paid job without starting from the bottom again and working my way back up. And I was like, I don't have the time to do this.
Yeah.
So that's why I do this. That's why I do have a radio show here that doesn't pay hardly anything. And then obviously I do comedy and all the rest. Mm-hmm. But that was sort of the purpose I've created for myself out of circumstance, because what I came here to do didn't work out, basically. And I was like, well, I'm not going to waste this.
Yeah.
I might as well just do something. So here I am, living the dream, as they say. But tell me about growing up for you. What was your family situation like?
I'm an only child.
I guessed that.
Yeah, really? Why? Because I'm here.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it's expensive, so it would make sense that would be here.
No, it was just the way you even interact with other people is a very only child way of interacting with people.
Can you explain that?
I find it fascinating. So you seem to not have a problem with telling people exactly what's going on and how you feel about them. Do you find that?
Yeah.
And that's an only child. You're not allowed shut up and take it or don't rock the boat because you were the only person in the boat.
That's fair. Yeah. Someone, pal of mine was I can't believe you don't fake laugh at other comedians' jokes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why. I don't know how that started, but I don't know why you also feel the need to do that.
To do it.
Yeah.
See, I don't fake laugh at people's jokes if they're not funny, but if I've heard a joke before and I laughed at it the first time and I want to laugh the second time, even though I already know it, I'll laugh again because they deserved it for what they wrote.
At that point, like, I'll usually just smile, and that's my indication that I'm like, I actually enjoy this, but I can't just audibly be like, huh.
So you must hate going to open mic nights.
I don't pay attention. I don't.
You're a terrible audience member.
Oh, I really am.
I was going to ask you if you were coming tonight, but maybe I don't want you to come.
I actually would have if I wasn't doing something.
Oh, really? Got something else on? Typical.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Going to Ormskirk?
Are you on Ormskirk with Adam Rushton?
Yeah.
No way. So's Darcy.
Oh, is she on?
Yeah, Darcy's on after you.
Neat.
Anyway, we'll get to that. This is all behind the curtains. We're supposed to be focusing on you, Erika. Stop steering the ship onto other people.
I know.
Stay focused. So when you were like younger, as an only child, obviously your parents had this big expectation and plan for you. Yeah. Are they still supportive with what you're doing now?
I don't know. They're in like a weird place.
Okay.
Where it's like...
Is that weird place Canada?
Yeah, it's fucked. No, but like, I mean, they're... Like, because I had this phone call not too long ago. My mom was like, well, you know, if you make it doing that, then like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, but we just don't want you to starve. We just don't want you to starve. Which is, you know, it doesn't make much sense to me because you can starve literally doing, I feel like, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I did... Like,
what do your parents do out of interest?
They both do something that they didn't study for. So,
right.
My mom is an accountant. She still sometimes does that stuff, mostly for one client, but her main income is that she houses international students, like high school students.
Right.
And she has another property that she just rents out to like business people coming from... like where I live back home is like the Silicon Valley of Canada. Yeah. So it's like always these IBM guys are there for a short stint, and they'll usually rent at her house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So she's just in property and accounts, basically.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
And what about your dad?
My dad is a real estate agent, but he does that again on like the side. But like he drives bus.
He what?
He drives the bus.
He drives the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So he drives a bus, but he's also in real estate. Mm-hmm. So he drives a bus a small amount of time, or is it like a public bus?
It's a public bus. Okay. Yeah.
Does he own the bus, or he works for a company?
He works for the TTC, which is like Toronto Transit Commission, which is here in Manchester. It's like it's not government funded, right?
They're all privately owned.
So technically, he has a government job.
Yeah. Okay. Same within Australia. All the public transport is run by the government. One price. It's everything.
I fucking hate the transit here.
It's a mess, mate.
Oh yeah. I refuse to use it.
Really? How do you get around? You just walk?
I just walk. I've only used the bus once.
Really?
I used the tram.
So you walked here today?
Yeah.
From where?
Salford.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't live that far. It's like 20 minutes.
Right, no, that's fine. I worry about you sometimes. It's cold outside, you know. And how do you rate the weather here compared to Canada?
I don't know. It's like, I feel like it's definitely depressing weather.
Is the Canadian weather not depressing?
No, because it's sunny. It's cold, but it's sunny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain that to me. Like, how can it be cold and sunny?
Like, I don't know. Like
it's bright outside, but it's freezing cold.
Yep.
What?
I don't know.
So you can like get a tan, but it's cold.
Yeah, people get tans when they're skiing.
What?
That's why they cover their face and like wear the goggles, because like
really?
You're just in the sun.
But it's cold.
It's cold, yeah.
But it doesn't the sun equal heat?
Yeah, you'll feel like a little bit warm, but then the wind and then everything else.
That's so intriguing, because I just associated like cold with dark.
Dark, yeah.
And when we see the sun in Australia, it's hot.
Yeah.
So the cold with the sun, that sounds like fun.
It's not like. Whereas here I have a vitamin D deficiency. Back home I don't.
Right. Have you been tested?
No,
You just know.
I just know.
I feel like I'm losing the color in my body.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, I did this fast over the weekend, and I was a ghost. Like the color is starting to come back into my face. But if I look sick, it's because I am. But it's depressing. Like it's depressing not to see the sun.
Yeah, I went. Weirdly, I met someone from my college here who was on exchange as well. We had no clue. We went out for bubble tea, and he was like, "Oh, did you notice, like, when I moved here, all my sponsored ads were for depression?" And I'm like, and then after he said that, I was like, holy shit, yeah, they're all like, check your mental health, check your this, check your that. And
oh my God,
yeah.
I've not noticed it.
It's so...
When I do a lot of online shopping, so mine's like,
probably influenced by that.
Yeah. Do you want like a can opener that you don't have to touch? You just press a button and it goes... Brrr. Cool can opener.
Wish.com.
For the record, Wish, what a fucking site.
Did you know? I didn't know that they sponsored the Lakers, and I was like, why, LeBron? Why are you getting messed up with that? Like, the worst company ever. Someone from my high school works for them, and I'm like, oh, come on.
So are they an American or Canadian company? Like,
I think they're an American company. I think But
it all comes from China.
Yeah. Well, it's an e-commerce, right? And so it's like. They're just the platform.
Right. Okay. So they're like an eBay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
And if you order something and you say it never came, they'll automatically refund you, but they'll take the money from that person's account even though you have the item.
Really?
So it's a big issue. Like a lot of people, like even like sellers don't like to use it because they feel like they're getting ripped off as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I should say some things haven't arrived and see what happens.
Oh yeah. Just if they keep saying like, has this package arrived? Just press no. But then you're also like dicking some other person.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if the package arrived and it's like fair, then I'd feel bad. Mm-hmm. But I'd also like to test that theory. I think you've just single-handedly undone Wish's fucking business plan.
Probably not. I don't know.
This has got a lot of reach.
A lot of what?
A lot of reach.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a big deal for you. Phone back home and tell everyone. You made it on the Giggle Gang podcast. Congratulations.
I took down Wish.
And you took down one of the giant e-commerce conglomerates. Fuck them. Fuck the Lakers, mate. Next year they won't be able to afford LeBron with this bombshell.
Next year they're going to have AliExpress on there. Just moving on to the next one.
So, I want to get an idea of you in school and what it was like for you.
In comedy school?
No, in like regular school.
Regular school.
Explain to me Canadian schools and how you fitted in.
Probably like elementary was weird. Like I feel like I blacked out that part of my life.
Why? Because it was unpleasant or?
Parts were unpleasant for sure. Like I feel like I'd never really I feel like most kids are. Like I felt at myself. Like I recently just watched 8th Grade and I had to turn it off.
Is 8th Grade a film?
The Bo Burnham film?
No, I've not watched it. I know who Bo Burnham is, but
he made like a drama it's not a comedy, I don't know. I'd liken it to Get Out in the fact that it's like there's so much tension but it's written by like a comic.
Right.
Yeah. I had to turn it off because I was like, this is too much. Like
it's too real.
It's too real. Yeah, like it's just talking about this girl like vlogs her thing and she's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about confidence today, and meanwhile she has like no fucking confidence, she's being bullied, and I was just like, oh shit, this is too much, because I had like a YouTube channel and it was horrible, like, and yeah, I don't know, like grades 1 to 8, I think like I was really awkward. Most kids are. But that's probably grade 7, grade 8 is when I started to see that I was kind of funny. Out of a defense mechanism, because like people would fuck with me and I'd be like, I remember vividly looking up insults and I'd memorize them so that anytime someone would come at me I'd like yell at them. They were corny, but like they were
like, give us an example of an insult.
It hit because it I swore. And I was like, oh, if you're gonna be such a fucking dickhead, why don't you dress like one too, wear a condom on your head, like so.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, for grade 7, you know, it's not bad.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed.
Yeah, yelled it at Scotty Hong. Fucker.
Fuck you, Scotty Hong, you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Where's that maggot now? Probably in the ground. Fuck you, Scotty.
He's a very good university. But
yeah, but he thinks he's going all right.
Yeah.
Little does anybody know he's broken inside and a closet homosexual.
Yeah,
Boom, I said it.
his Instagram is just videos of him working out, but like
he's empty inside.
Yeah, but also his body's nice, but then like his neck is fucked. It's like, are you just doing deadlifts on your neck? Like, I'm so confused. How did all the muscle just go there? And I'm like, how is that a desired look? Like, I don't understand.
Oh my god! Your only complaint about him is his neck looks fucked. What about his face? Is his face alright?
It looks. It's also thick. I don't know.
He's got a thick face. He's got a thick above the shoulders. Like everything above the shoulders looks like
he's like turning himself into a thumb.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like a lot of guys who like are like the bodybuilder type. Are, like,
do you know what the problem with the neck is?
No.
Roids. Because basically you shoot them in your ass.
Yeah.
And then it pumps up through your body and it balloons out. So a lot of muscles in your neck to make your neck move.
Right.
So if he's pumping a lot of blood through the vessels that go up to his brain, the steroids are supposed to promote muscle growth and make them go bah, bah, bah. And that's why they grow bigger, because as you're tensing them, they're like popping at the same time.
Are you inferring that Scotty Hong's a juicer?
Yes, 100%. Without seeing him, I can almost guarantee you it's because he's on the roids. So fuck you, Scotty Hong. Stop fucking blokes in gym showers.
My goodness.
You know, I said it. There it is.
Yeah.
What about high school? Because you said that you felt like you sort of realised that you were funny.
High school.
Then did you become like the Joker?
Yeah, I was runner-up for class clown in...
Really? Who did you lose to?
Scotty
Hong?
No, you met Kevin Hua, who was just this dude who, like, towards the end was, like, a super serious guy, but in grades 9 and 10, he just threw chairs. And I was like...
You lost to a guy that threw chairs?
Yeah, which made me so mad. Because it's like, no matter what I did, like, guy who throws chairs is always going to be funnier than me.
But why did he throw chairs? Like, out of anger?
Or no, I think it's just to disrupt. And he was a funny-looking dude, too, so I get it, you know.
Oh, my God. You lost to a guy that threw chairs. Yeah. What? Hang on. How many places were there in the class clown competition?
There are 3.
Okay.
Three
so
now.
Who came third? Who did you beat? You never look below you because that's just beneath you.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I know that there was 3 of us nominated. Kevin Hua and me. I don't remember the third person.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Hope he's doing well. He's probably selling out yucks in Calgary.
Probably. Oh man. Yeah, he's probably touring.
He's probably touring. And fucking Kevin who was still pipping chairs off the interstate.
Yucks.
Oh my god. So this whole idea of you like leaving this safe hometown life, like did you live in the same place your entire childhood or did you move around a lot?
I lived in I moved houses like with my family once and it was literally down the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you stayed in the same area.
Yeah.
Went to the same school, had the same friends.
Yep.
So now you've escaped that, in a sense, and you're over here, and you can be whatever Erika Ehler you want to be, and you know you don't have all of these, you know, hometown attachments. Like, I remember when you pissed your pants at the fucking canteen when you were 7. Like, you got away from that. How do you, like, what have you done with it, or what are you gonna do with it? That opportunity.
Not much. I mean, I feel like in that sense, like I never really had a difficulty with like people being like, oh my god, like if anything that's helped me because like Toronto's not far from like the town that I live. It's like a 20-minute thing, so like I was always able to like have that network of people. Hey, come to the show. I think the only thing I have is maybe experimented a bit more with material here, not having like people really know me. So I'm a little bit more able to take chances. Like for like you referenced that autism joke that I have. I probably wouldn't be that comfortable doing that at certain rooms back home.
That was so funny.
I don't know. Like I did it at one show here and I got nothing. Like someone went like, whew. And I was like, you got to realize I'm making fun of anti-vaxxers. Like, I'm not making fun of people who are on the spectrum. Like, you need to realize who the butt of the joke is here. Like,
it's such a good joke. I loved it. But, I don't know. It could... The idea of that joke... explain the joke to everyone because I feel like we're just going to dance around it without saying it.
Yeah. So, basically, it starts off like, oh, my friend accused me of having a type. She said, I only like guys who don't have any social cues. And I go like, oh, so what does that mean? I'm only horny for guys on the spectrum. What does that mean? I can't take a guy home with me unless I drop a box of toothpicks and say how many. And then I'm like, that's why I can't stand anti-vaxxers. Not because it's been disproven time and time and again, but because they're taking away all my boyfriends.
That's such a perfectly constructed joke.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Like, it is. It works on so many levels. Like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Fuck these people. Fucking snowflakes, man.
I think, like, sometimes people just hear something that they're like, oh, that's like a touchy topic.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get uptight.
Yeah. I feel like that's the easier thing to do as well. Like, it's easier to be like, oh, I have a problem with that. And it's like a cool thing to do as well. Like,
yeah.
It's cool to have not cool to have an opinion, but cool to have a righteous opinion. You know what I mean? Like a self-righteous, like, oh, you can't say that. I'm protecting a group I don't belong to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's a big problem with white people here. Honestly, like I've sat and there's been several instances where it's like race has been brought up and like I've been the only like person of color at the table, and then like a white person just like swoops in and they're like,
I'm gonna save the day.
Yeah, I'm like, you need to relax. Like this does not need to happen.
Yeah.
Like you're just so like, oh, you've never been oppressed, so you just want to get in on this ham, you know?
Yeah.
Like.
I find it like interesting as well. Like I used to do a joke about a disabled person that wasn't funny. Well, it was funny because it got laughs, but it wasn't appropriate. I recognize that now.
Right.
But I caught so much flack from people that weren't disabled, didn't have any connection like directly to anyone, just wanted to be like, oh, you can't say that. You can, like, apparently the word mong is unacceptable.
What is that?
It's just another word for a person who's disabled, basically. And that was like...
Is that like a shortened form of mongoloid?
Maybe. I don't even fucking know.
Oh, okay.
Is a mongoloid... Explain to me a mongoloid.
I think it's like it's another term for like, like a disabled...
Okay,
like
then yes. Yeah. Then yes. That's what it is.
I would assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that offensive?
I think it's just like a really antiquated term.
Okay.
Like you don't hear people say like, oh, mongoloid.
But basically, that was the main issue that they had was that particular word. But then you see, like Tom Segura got in trouble for saying retard.
Yeah.
Like big trouble for saying retard.
Yeah.
And he was like, sometimes I'm gonna say retard. You know.
I notice people say it here a lot more than they would in Toronto.
Is Toronto very like PC and like polite?
Yeah, I'd say so. Depends. It varies from room to room too, but like. There's a whole like that whole debate of like is political correctness ruining comedy? Like that's a big thing there. I are on the side that it doesn't.
Okay, know? Why doesn't it though?
I think it just makes better writers, and I think usually when a comic uses it as an excuse, it's because their joke didn't land.
What do you mean they use it as an excuse? So
it's like, oh, fucking political correctness isn't ruining comedy after like they just tanked. They'll say that, like, oh, they didn't like me because they're too uptight. Like, they can't distinguish the fact between, oh, they bombed and that they just wanted to blame the fact that, like, their material...
The material wasn't strong enough, so they said something that was not politically correct or erred on a line.
Yeah, or they don't realize that, like, yeah, you can say, you know, things that are a bit racy as long as you're funny.
Yeah.
That's usually, they'll forgive you instantly.
Yeah.
But they're just not, you know, they're not there.
No.
Usually, I don't know. Fucking the guys who say, like, political correctness.
So what
they're big hacks.
Right. So what are the people back home that you did comedy with? What are their opinions of you in Manchester? Like, do they think, oh, this is so cool, Erika's doing this? Or being like, oh, Erika's weak, she couldn't keep up with us, so she had to go to England? Like,
no, I think they have no idea what it's like here.
Okay.
Someone was like, oh, you know Catherine Ryan, she made it big there, so maybe you'll be... I didn't know who she was at the time. Yeah. And I Googled her and I was like, oh, and then I see her face like on billboards here. I'm like, okay, yeah. And she's started with a couple people I know from back home. And I was like, oh shit, okay.
So she was able to do it. She was able to crack the code.
Yeah.
That is stand-up comedy.
Apparently there's another Canadian comic moving here who was put into a group chat with me by this mutual friend of ours.
Who is it?
Nick Martinello. He hasn't moved yet, I
Oh,
don't
right,
think,
okay.
but he's on his way. And neither of us. It was like the guy was like, "I'm gonna put you guys in a group chat so you guys can connect." And then the guy left the group chat, like our mutual friend, and then neither of us
have
spoken or said anything.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you just can't be asked, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What's it gonna... I'll obviously talk to him when he's here.
Yeah.
But what's that really gonna do? He's like, hello.
Hi.
What
do you want to know?
Yeah.
Is he funny?
I've never seen him.
Oh, right. Okay.
Looked up his stuff. I think he's had relations with a friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before moving here.
Is that a problem in the Canadian comedy scene? That everyone's sort of fucking everyone else?
I think it more so that it's looked down upon.
It's a bad thing to do.
Yeah, everyone's like, don't fuck comics, don't do it.
Yeah,
that's their number one thing to say.
Because here it doesn't happen. Well, not that I know of, anyway.
I've been asked out by guys here, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, but that's good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the girls in the scene get asked out by guys, but they all say no.
Yeah.
Like, it's all like...
I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
At the same time, but it's just like...
Just the quality that you've been getting is not up to scratch.
It's also just like, I'm like, where did you get the... Like, I literally did a set at Joshua Brooks just dissing male comics. 2 weeks later, someone who was in the crowd asked me, and I'm like, whoa, what made you think that was a good idea? I think because I'm just, like... This person also described me as bubbly, and I was like, where are you getting this?
You're not bubbly.
No. I think they just have an idea of... Maybe I'm just, like...
You're direct.
Yeah, I think because like I'm basic human decency. Like, oh my god, she likes me. No.
That's what it is. I feel like as well. You might agree or disagree with this, but the people that stand-up comedy attaches, men or women, usually have some sort of hard time growing up, some sort of hard time at home, some sort of hard time, hardship, trauma, whatever it is in their life, and they've found being funny as a coping, as a defense, as a something to get around that. And it almost is like Cam McLeod, the New Zealand comedian, was explaining to me when he was in New Zealand, he got to do one open mic night a month. And he said when he was on that stage for 7 minutes was the only time within that month he felt he was really being himself and truly enjoying it. And he's like, if I got up there and I bombed, I had to ride the pain of that bomb for a whole month until I could get up and try again with new stuff I'd written. And every time he'd come with new stuff every month because he had so long to think about it. And it was just the same people he was performing to.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, you know that he goes by Oscar sometimes, but Avaldis?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing in Lithuania. He's like saying like, it's a monthly, but it has 300 people.
Oh. And
the biggest comedians are there because it's such a small scene.
Really?
But he was like, you wouldn't dare do the same stuff if you were trying to work on something. Oh no, they'll tell you don't do that.
So where do you work on it? At home?
Yeah, at home. You just have to, I guess he would have to try with friends or like just with himself.
That's so intriguing.
Yeah.
See, in Brisbane, it's sort of the same. There's maybe like 3 or 4 a month.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, there's not a lot.
Like, I think about this a lot, that like I'm really fortunate that like out of circumstance that I started in Toronto. Because I feel like if I started anywhere else, I would have grown a lot slower. Like, and I think that's like, yeah. I don't know. If anyone wants to progress a bit faster, move to a city where it's like you can do it every night. Yeah.
Which is Manchester.
For the most part, I feel like you can really do only 3 shows for just show up, go up.
Yeah.
A week, which is still good.
Yeah, but then you have like booked. Like, it's not hard to get booked.
No.
Like, I'm booking. Dan Baines is booking. You know, people are booking. Frog and Bucket's booking. Comedy Store's booking. You know. People, the option is there to get booked, but you just have to apply yourself, and just go and fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Have you travelled much? Have you done much travelling gigs since you've been here? Seen the, wonders that is the Isle of England?
Went to like Sale once.
Okay.
That was probably the farthest I've gone since.
That's like 20 minutes away.
I know. No. Yeah, like I was almost attached to go to like somewhere in Scotland, but it didn't make any sense to travel for the amount. There was like 6 hours up and then 6 hours back, and then I'd still have to get a train on our way back, and it was for 10 minutes and unpaid. I'm like,
That doesn't make any sense.
Why would I do this? Yeah. I was all gung-ho at first because I didn't realize how far it was, and they were like, oh, we have a driver. I'm like, sure, this is not a big deal. And then then I messaged the girl being like, yeah, I didn't realize how far this was. I do not want to do this, sorry. And then she was like, okay, that's fine, can you message the group chat? And I'm like, why are you making me out myself? Why can't you just relay the information?
What do you mean? So the girl that was driving you was like messaging
No,
the group chat?
it was someone who initially posted in the groups, and I messaged her because we first had the conversation. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then she was like, oh, can you put this in the group chat?
Where was it in Scotland? Was it Glasgow?
No, I don't think it was in a big city.
Oh, right. It was like Inverness. It was like right at the top.
Probably.
Oh, I was offered a gig in Inverness and I just said, nah.
Yeah.
Man. I was like, you let me know when you're coming down to Manchester and I'll let you know if I'm anywhere near Inverness. Now, bear in mind, I've lived here over a year and I've not even crossed the Scottish border.
Oh, really? Are you doing Edinburgh this year?
Yeah, I'm going to do an hour show with Anna Spark.
Yeah,
we're going to have a good time.
She told me about that a lot.
It'll be fun. I know. Yeah. She's so excited. Probably more excited than I am because I don't really know what to expect.
Do you guys have enough material?
We've got a plan of what we want to write. We just have to actually write the jokes.
Yeah.
But we know what the theme is going to be. We just have to actually write the bits. Right. So, yeah, we've planned it out. There's still a lot of time. What are we at? December. 8 months. It's going to come around quick. Are you going to Edinburgh this year?
That's the plan right now, but that might change.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you have to leave?
I don't necessarily. I just have to re-enter as a visitor.
Okay.
Yeah, but
that means you can't work. Are you working now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
No. But like the reason why I might not go is that there's a spot for an internship at my school with like this one place, and like I'd really like that, but then I'd have to. It would mean not going to Edinburgh, and it would mean like applying for a creative visa, which is a lot of money. But no, it's not a lot. It's £1,000.
I know,
which is not
that's still a fair bit though.
Yeah.
To stay here,
it is. It's a lot. I think it's more than a student visa, but it's like compared to what I think a creative visa is in the States. Oh, it's very cheap.
So much cheaper. Yeah.
So cheap.
It's not very many creative people here though.
So true.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Well, look, Erika, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah. No.
I've enjoyed my time with you. Any shout outs you want to give? I think there's one person in particular that you really want to shout out. Who? Your favourite open spot comedian.
Oh my god.
Who listens to the show.
Does he actually?
Yeah, he loves them.
Wow. Shout out James.
Oh.
What a sweet man. He like messaged me and I laughed when he was like, can I give you some advice? You might want to take some vitamin D. And I was like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because he's like, this is your first winter in Manchester.
He didn't message me this shit.
He doesn't care about you.
I know.
No, I think, he's probably, I'd love to watch it like him. Like, there's like few comics in this city who like, because like I said before, I don't fucking tune in.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of them. There's a few other, like, a few others that I put down the notebook.
Yeah.
And I'll pay attention. So if you hear my laugh, you've earned it.
You deserve it.
Yeah, it's a hard one to hear.
Shout out James Heath and congratulations on the new fatherhood. Yeah. Do you think his wife knows that a young 21-year-old student from Canada is like obsessed with her husband?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so. I thought when you first said like congratulations on your fatherhood, I was like, are you calling me his daughter? No. I was like,
I'd love that.
No, Paul Campbell was like, James basically your dad. And I was like, all right, I'll take it.
I'm not going to be angry.
No.
Well, look, shout out James Heath. Keep doing what you're doing. Can you, just to round us out, the final thing people want to hear is you doing a James Heath impression.
Good.